right?
It's your boy Matty G reminding you right now, go ahead and take that popcorn on at the microwave, put that extra butter on it, throw some M&Ms in there to treat yourself, and get ready because Scott Larson is bringing the hashtag truth right now.
Watch it all fall down around you now. Was it ever really worth it? Having your kingdom crumble to the ground because you never had the courage. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up.
This is 4 Foot Batman. And 4 Foot Batman knows the home of great collectibles at awesome prices. Retro toys and collectibles, movie memorabilia, Magic the Gathering cards, wrestling figures, Hot Wheels, the always popular Funko Pops, and much, much more. He knows the Hall of Collectibles is located in downtown Cherryville, North Carolina at 400 East Main Street. Give them a call today, 980-989-5181. Retro Toys and Collectibles, the heavyweight champion in collecting.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hashtag Truth. Tonight we have the one, the only Team BAE. But before I ask them their very first question, I have to make this announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, these two lovely ladies over here are my 300th episode. Congratulations, guys. Thank you for everybody tuning into my show. 300, man, that's amazing. 5 years, 300 episodes. Awesome. So how are you guys doing tonight?
I'm good.
I'm doing awesome.
How are you?
Doing all right. Now, Team BAE, does the BAE stand for something?
Beauty and excellence.
Yep.
Beauty, and I love it. That's awesome. That's cool. Who thought of that?
She did.
Me. Well, okay, so what happened was one of our friends who has been in the business for like 20 years, maybe 20 plus, he used to have a tag team called Team Gay. And I texted to Lisa. I was like, I just thought of it. I was like, now it's coming from a different tag team, but Team BAE. And I was like, beauty excellence. And she was like, heck yeah.
I was a big fan.
That's what I'm talking about. Doug Masters, who's a wrestler himself, said, hello, brother. Doug, I will be getting a hold of you for a show very soon, sir. Alexander Polk, a good friend of mine, said, what's up? How you doing, Alex, tonight? Now, how long have you two been a tag team?
Oh, gosh. We've just wrestled 3 matches as a tag team.
It's either been
3.
Okay.
So you guys are fairly new at the tag team. How long have you guys both been wrestling?
I've been wrestling since July. I'm still training.
Okay.
But I've been training for a year.
Yeah.
Right.
I started training back in February of 2020, right before the pandemic. And then at the end of June, I fractured my knee and was out for 6 months. And then came back in January of 2021 and had my first match in June of 2021.
Okay, so you guys, and I'm not saying this in a mean way, but you guys are both still green. You're learning the business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's great though, because I have to tell you, it's hard enough to get a female to come on Hashtag Truth, and when you guys got a hold of me and said, when you know, she got a hold of me and said, I want to come on your show. I heard from a friend about your show, and I was like, okay, great. I was like, let me set it up. And I set up a date, and she's like, but I have a tag team partner too. Can she come on? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting 2 for the price of 1. Of course. I was like, are you kidding me? It's hard enough to get 1, and you're telling me I can bring 2 on the show? It's awesome.
That's right.
So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about being a woman wrestler in today's wrestling? Because they're still not getting a lot of, you know what I'm talking about, because you guys looked at each other just now. You know what I'm talking about. You guys don't get the credit that the men do.
Well, around here, it's really exciting to be a woman wrestler in this area, honestly, because everyone that we train with, everyone in the locker rooms that we met are like so excited to see women on the card. And training. And honestly, it's super exciting for me because people are just really enthusiastic about giving us advice and, helping us train and, helping us put together matches or whatever it might be, or giving us feedback. Everyone's just been really supportive, I think, in this area.
100%. Yes.
Have you ever had that one instance where somebody's walked in and somebody in a locker room? I know you've had to have had at least one old school guy walk in and go, "I'm not getting in the ring with a woman. There's no way I'm getting in the ring with a woman." Not yet. Okay.
I've had people give those sorts of opinions about intergender wrestling.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you done any tag teams against men?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I have.
I see. I love that. I'm old school wrestler. I love old school wrestling, but I'm not like that. If you could get in there and take it, give it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys keep looking at each other like, are you going to answer that or am I? It's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm real nervous, guys.
Oh, it's okay. There's nothing to be nervous about. Nothing to be nervous about at all. Now, I don't want to mess it up, so I want you guys have your names written down below you. I want you to tell me what your names are so I don't mispronounce them.
So
your wrestling names.
Mine's Nullheart.
And I'm Talise Starseeker.
Talise Starseeker. Okay, great. Now, Nullheart. Okay, I gotta start off with that one. Nullheart. Where did that come from? Because to me, that sounds like something medieval.
Okay, so it's not really a long story. I was going back and forth with a lot of names.
Okay.
The first name I wanted was Abelona, but I felt like that was a mouthful.
Yeah, you don't want people jumbling up your names. That's for sure.
Oh, goodness.
Oh yeah. So one night I'm sitting in the living room with my boyfriend, and I love the German language, and I type. Am I allowed to say one bad word?
You can say whatever you want. This is unscripted. You say what you want. I've had one guy come on here and use the F word every other word for an hour. So go ahead. Say what you got to say.
All right. So I looked up, what the German word for badass was. And Nullheart came up, but it's actually pronounced Knallheart. But I simplified it and made it Nullheart. That way, whenever I'm announced to the ring, they're announcing a badass to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, here we go. Miss Michelle said, "That's my daughter. I love it." Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for taking her instructions and going to YouTube. Thank you very much. That's cool. I love it. You should be proud. You got a great daughter, and she's very polite, and she knows her wrestling apparently because she's sitting here keeping up with me. So I better put these up there. Alexander said doing great, and Brian said hello. How you doing, Brian? One of my good friends. You've got a pretty good fan base from what I'm seeing. We put the advertisement out for you guys to be on here, and it was like 15-20 minutes. You had 25 likes or more under the advertisement. So how do you guys feel about coming out? First of all, let me ask this question first. What did y'all feel like the first time you came out as a tag team together? Was it a bunch of nerves, or was you ready, or how did it feel that first time you walked out?
I can't speak for her, but honestly, because it was at that time, I think it was like my 6th match, I think. And it was the only time I wasn't incredibly nervous, like making my entrance. Like right before I come out, I get really, really nervous. Right. It's just kind of a thing I do. But as soon as the music hit and we walked out through the curtain, it was just on. It was the first time I had been a heel. She had been booked as a heel before, but I had only been booked as a face at that point. So it was my very first heel match. Very first.
Did you find being a heel easier?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I'm much more confident. Anyone will tell you that I'm much more confident as a heel than I am as a face.
Now, you guys, when you the picture you guys sent me for the advertisement, you guys do look very confident in that picture. I'm just gonna say, you guys are like, yeah, here I am, ha ha. I love it.
That's
I love
the
it.
gimmick, baby. That's the gimmick.
It looks good. I wish I could come see you. I would love to come see you. Or if you guys ever record something or have it on YouTube, put on YouTube or anything else, let me know because I want to watch one of your guys' matches.
Okay. Because I think the last match we tagged together is going to be on YouTube. The one we did in Winfield.
Oh, okay.
I think that one is going to be either it'll be posted to either Facebook or YouTube or both.
Okay.
I can't really remember, but
well, please let me know because I would love to watch that. That was totally awesome. Jenny wants to know who trained you guys.
Oh, he is such a phenomenal human being. Rocky Harden.
Yep. Rocky Rage.
Well, okay, so we actually have so our main trainer is Rocky Harden, and then we have 2 other ones. My boyfriend Keith Purdue. His ring name is Jack Ramlethal. Sorry, he changed it. Jack Sharp. My bad. And then
it's all good.
Jesse, his ring name is Dante.
Dante Williams.
Okay, well but the one thing we learn about wrestling, and every time I talk to somebody, you never stop training. So there's always going to be a million people who's going to teach you something. I mean, there's always your trainers that started you off, but no matter where you go, do you find that in some locker rooms early on? Now you go in there, you've done your match, you come out, and somebody might walk up to you, one of the vets, and say, "Hey, you did good, but let me give you some criticism and to improve it," and they tell you that.
Well, and not only that, they'll either come up to us or we just go up to them and say, "Hey, were you able to watch my match? Do you have any feedback for me?" And people the shows that I've been on, the people that I've talked to after my match have been so gracious. They've been so kind. They're like, "Okay, well, this was kind of clunky," or what. Like, they're so nice about their feedback and their advice, and they give such detailed advice. We had somebody actually at the last show who was like, "Okay, well, if you ever find yourself in this situation and it doesn't seem like it's going to work exactly how you planned it, you could do this, this, or this to get back on track." I mean, he was just giving us all kinds of ideas on how to, if something gets messed up or something's not working right, what we could do to kind of fix it in the moment, which is really important for us because between the two of us, we have like 15, 16 matches. So anytime.
Have you called your first match yet? Have you got to call your first match? Have you got to call your first match where you're in the ring and you have?
Are you talking about like walk and talk, or are you talking about
where you go in and you tell the other ones what they need to do?
We've done a little bit of that, like in an actual match. Actually, our last one, we were told we had to go 5 minutes extra as we were like getting in the ring to wrestle. They were like, "You need to go 5 minutes extra."
Yeah, I love Jonathan Darwin. Check this out. Jenny, I'll do this one first because she was on here first. I am late. Where are you guys from? If you want to answer her again.
West Virginia.
Both of them are from West Virginia. Jonathan Darwin, who I will have on the show next week, Monday, said, "I called one of Nahlart's matches already. The video is on the Premier Wrestling League Mid-Atlantic YouTube channel, episode 5. So I'm going right to that as soon as we get off the air.
That's exciting. Me too, because I haven't seen it.
That was your match, Kinsey, right?
Was it?
Kinsey J. It was for PWL.
Oh, I have seen that.
There you
go. But that wasn't a tag team match. That was
no. That was a singles. He said it was a singles, just you.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check it out. Hey, I love doing that because if you guys start to get famous, I know. Hey, I saw her first here. I saw her first there.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. I always try to keep up with everybody that I interview, no matter where they're from. So. And you'll see me every once in a while. I'll come back to you. You'll know in about 6 months I'll come back and say, "Hey, you guys want to come back on the show?" No matter where you're at, if you guys are still a tag team, singles, whatever. But that's just something I do. I like. As you can see, I have a 5 times club up here. People who have been on the show actually 5 times. So
nice.
Yeah, I love having people back. The Outlaw has made it to the show. How you doing, Outlaw? Well, all these wrestlers now. You guys say you're heel, you come out. what is your go-to thing to make people mad? I want to know what you guys do. Because I mean, you two are beautiful girls. You come out, you know, and you know, you might shock some old man in the audience, you know, thinking these pretty girls are gonna come out. They can't be heel, and all of a sudden you walk up to them and say something. What is your go-to thing to make them mad?
I love this question. So I just scream. I scream at people. I don't even know who it was. It was before I started training. I was watching a match on TV with my boyfriend, and there was this girl. I know it was WWE, and she was just like screaming. I look at, you know, my boyfriend. I was like, she is so annoying. He's like, that's the point. And I was like, So
well, let's give that a whirl.
Yeah, I mean, it works too. Like I just scream at people. That's pretty much like my whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, do you just like let out a scream, or do you actually scream your words?
Both.
Yeah, you say shut up a lot.
I'll tell people to sit down.
Yeah.
I'll tell them to leave, and I get lots of. I do get a lot of heat, but I'm not trying to be like self-centered or anything when I say that. Right. It helps me whenever I do get heat to give it back, because I'm like in the moment anyway. Yeah. But yeah, it's really fun.
I just basically yell at kids, and
you know, that's what a lot of trainers teach. A heel. You know, if you're going to be heel, go out, grab the first kid, make them cry. From then on, you're going to have heat the rest of the night. There's nobody that's going to like you after making a kid cry.
I think I actually did make a little girl cry because the girls that we've wrestled against have a lot of like younger fans. So there was one show we were at where I chopped my opponent. And then this little girl in the audience was like yelling at me. So I basically said, this next one is for you. This is your fault. This is happening to her. And I chopped her again. And then I tagged you in. And then I got out on the apron and I looked at that girl and I said, you made that happen. How do you feel? And her face was just so pitiful. And I thought to myself, you are a monster. But like
inside, you're like dying inside, right? But it's like, yes, I got her to do what I needed her to do.
Yeah. Because I have a kid of my own who will come to the show and cheer for me when I'm he's 8. So like every little kid is my kid. So I feel really, really bad yelling at the kids, but they're kind of easy to pick on, honestly.
Have you guys ever had any problems of somebody like waiting out in the parking lot for you, since you're both heels? You said you were heels. Have you ever had that one fan that just, you know, doesn't realize that this is wrestling, and took something serious?
Yeah.
And
we had water thrown on us in Beckley. But that's been it. Yeah. They were a rowdy bunch. It was a fest.
Brandon left, but I love this guy to death. He's a good friend of mine. He goes, wait, she has a boyfriend already? Oh,
that's
gosh,
you.
I love
that.
Yeah, that's you.
I'm sorry, my guy. I'm sorry.
You all good. There's nothing to be sorry about. Scott Larson, T-Bay is an upcoming talent for the Upstate. Awesome. Discovers on Facebook. Okay, Billy, I don't know exactly what that means, but okay.
I don't either. I'm old.
Billy's a good guy. Billy is the one that I guess told you guys to come in and get in contact with me, and I thank Billy for that. Thank you very much.
Okay.
He gets a lot of people to come and ask to be on my show, and he knows a lot of wrestlers, and that's awesome. I want to thank you, Mr. Jones, for doing that, because these two lovely ladies are awesome, and they have been keeping us entertained for the last 20 minutes. And we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and as soon as we come back, if you guys have any questions for Team Bay, Nallhart, and Talise Starseeker, please put them up, and I will be more than happy to answer them. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Let me find it, because I'm getting kind of old. There we go. We'll be right back.
L&L Fence Company, specializing in custom fencing from wood and aluminum to chain link. 9331 Albemarle Road in Charlotte, North Carolina. Give them a call today for your free estimate. 704-563-9544. L&L Fence Company, the king in custom fencing.
All right, we are back here with Team BAE, Nallhart and Talise Starseeker. They are a new tag team out on the circuit, female tag team, as you can see, very pretty. And they are telling us about their career right now. So what made you guys decide to be professional wrestlers? That's a question I love asking everybody. So don't, think I'm just asking you because you're a girl, but what made you decide to become a professional wrestler?
Okay. So it's something I've loved wrestling off and on since I was like 7 years old. And I'm 40 now, so it's been kind of a long time for me. So wanting to become a wrestler was something I'd always kind of thought of and thought, I wonder if I could do that, kind of in the back of my head, but I never really had the motivation or really
I was going to say, you said you're 40. You started, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but you started kind of late. Is that why?
I did. Yeah. I took did the DDP. But so I never really felt like I had like the support or the motivation to kind of do it, to kind of push me over, or the courage, I guess, to just get into it. So I guess it was 2019. I made a friend who is in the independent wrestling scene. He's a friend at the time. He's now my boyfriend. And I just kind of got into like looking at his stuff on YouTube and, just kind of getting to know him and talking to him about independent wrestling. And I was like, do you think it's something, because of my age, honestly, I was like, I want your honest opinion. Do you think it's something I could conceivably do? And he was like, well, absolutely. Like, I really don't see why not. You should just give it a shot.
Like you said, and like Outlaw said, DDP started at 40. You're
See?
good.
Aha. I'm good. So, and then in November of 2019, I went to an AEW show in Charlotte, and I got to meet Cody, who is one of my top 5 wrestlers of all time. And after I met him, I remember texting my friend at the time, and I was like, I have to do this. Like, how you have to help me. Like, talk to me about schools, talk to me about like how I can train physically to get into better shape. What do I need to do? Like my diet, all of this stuff. So he was like, well, I think there's about to be a school that's opening up in Winfield. I was living in North Carolina at the time. And the school in Winfield that was opening up, which is where we train now at the House of Rage, was 4 hours away from me. But it was somebody that he trusted. It's somebody he'd known for a really long time. He was talking about Rocky. So I then got in contact with Rocky and met him at WrestleCade that year in North Carolina. And then come February, I was signed up, and I would drive 4 hours Sunday morning, train for 6 hours, drive back to North Carolina for 4 hours, drive 4 hours back to North Carolina, go to bed, get my son up for school, go to work, and then do it all because we train on Sundays. And then I would do it all.
That's dedication when you're driving that long. So how did you get into it?
So well, it's kind of a long story, but when I was younger, I watched wrestling with my cousins a lot because they were really into it. I wasn't, but I would watch it with them. Like, the only person I really remember from back then was The Undertaker and the Boogeyman. And I love the Boogeyman. I've met the Boogeyman. Oh my goodness, phenomenal human being. But yeah, later on in life, I met my boyfriend. At the time, he was training when I met him, and we've been together for 3 years. It took 2 years for him to convince me to start training. He did ask me several times, but there was this one time he was about to go to work, and I was just chilling at home, and he was like, if you ever became a wrestler, what would your gimmick be? And after he left, I sat there and I thought of a name. I thought of a gimmick. I was like, So I started thinking about it, and then maybe a couple months later, WrestleMania came on, and I started
Right.
watching that, and I became an actual fan. And then
Funny
we
how
moved.
that works, isn't it?
I know, because I
You
had
see the
watched
big,
so
you
much
see,
wrestling.
you see all the glam and the glitter and the, the biggest show on earth, and you just get stuck. That's what happened to me. I saw WrestleMania 1 and it was over from there.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I one day I was just like, I think I want to train, and it's actually kind of funny because I was not like the.
That was the Mania with the Boneyard match, right?
Hey,
That's my
That's your
boyfriend.
boyfriend.
I know. That's why I put it up. I
Son.
skipped like 6 people to put that up. As soon as he popped up, I was like, okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it was. I know it was. It had something. There was a match with the Fiend and John Cena.
Oh, I love that, Matt. Yeah,
Okay.
This was like
I got
all
you.
during COVID.
yeah,
So,
that was the Boneyard match.
But-
WrestleMania.
Yes,
that
that
was
was the Boneyard.
yeah. That certain match, I looked at him. I was like, I'm hooked. Like this is such a good match. So yeah, I started training. It was actually kind of funny because he thought that I just wanted to train to hang out with him, and I was like, no.
I'm about to show you how it's done. I'm about to show you how it's done.
Yeah, but I love it. I never thought that I'd ever be passionate about it, but I'm very passionate, and I really do love the business. Just in an all.
I love that. I love that. Mom has a question though. She says, "Do you guys have a go-to move in each match that you go that you do?"
You want to go first?
Yeah, I have a few. I love doing a bulldog. I love code breaker. My finish is the eat defeat.
Nice.
The Gail Kim, yeah. I love Gail Kim.
I love that too.
And then I also really love Liv Morgan. So I was studying her matches, and she calls it Oblivion, where she'll get on the second rope and then do a flatliner. So I do that move too. I also love tornado DDTs. I love doing sunset flips, actually. Yeah, I have actually a lot of moves that I really like to do, I guess. But yeah, those are a few that I do.
My go-tos are an exploder. I love giving exploders. Max the Impaler. I don't know if you know them. But I saw them at a show here, and I forgot to tell you that, but they were the big reason why I started wrestling.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I do an exploder because of them. I mean, it's really simple, but I do body slams. I love giving body slams.
Right.
I do really, really big moves.
So you like the bigger power moves?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of an electric chair?
Yeah, electric chair drop.
Yeah.
I've seen-
I love that move. I haven't given that move yet.
Nobody's brave enough to take it.
But
Nobody's brave enough to take it.
At least not the
Urban Legend, who is a great wrestler, said, "Keep grinding, keep grinding."
Heck yeah.
You also do Germans, which I'm terrified of.
I don't do Germans a whole lot. I think it's really just I do a package for my finish, a package pile driver.
Package pile driver is nice. That's cool.
Yours is
I love that move, by the way. I have a really good friend who's in North Carolina here called Big Country, and that's his move. He does the package pile driver, rolls them up in a little ball and just drops them on their heads. I love it.
Heck yeah.
It's fun. Yeah.
Casey said, "What are y'all's long-term goals?"
You can go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Casey. Long-term goal. I guess you're meaning with wrestling, maybe.
I I'm pretty sure that's what they mean.
Long-term goals. Well, I just really want to, honestly, I'd like to do it as a job. If I
Right.
could get rid of my shoot job, that would be wonderful. And if I could just
Absolutely.
focus on wrestling.
Everybody would
But
wish they could do that.
Yeah.
but I feel like even more so now, like, because I know that I am, I'm 40. That's a real thing to me. Like, I don't really know how. I've already had one injury that kind of sidelined me for 6 months. So I don't really know how much time I have in the industry. So I kind of just want to make as much of a difference as I possibly can and encourage and support all the people that I train with, all the people that I meet. I kind of just want to help build people up and get them to believe in themselves and to push themselves. That's kind of my goal, honestly, in wrestling, is to just be a support. Like at the training school, I'm kind of like the mom to most of the people.
Right.
So that's just kind of the role
I could imagine you could also be the voice of some young ladies that walk in and are just curious, and hey, it's doable.
Yeah.
You can go in there and do it. Look, I did it. I can do it. Watch. I mean, go in there.
And honestly, the first time I met her, I was like, we were talking about the fact that I was training and I was injured at the time. And I was like, well, have you ever thought about training? And she had like all these ideas for her character and for her, for her gear and all of this stuff. I'm like, why are you not training? Like, please at least come to the school, check it out. I think you would be awesome at it. You're so like energetic and enthusiastic about it. Like, and I talked to another friend of ours who I just met that day. And she also now trains. And I just remember being Catherine. I just remember being like, just do it. Like, what do you really have to lose? You're never going to know if you like it or you're good at it until you try it. So
listen, Elise here is probably the most kindest human being in the entire world. And that is like, that's a shoot. She's like the best person in the world.
No.
And that makes for a good trainer, though. Are you are you calm when they make mistakes?
What is it?
Are you calm when people make mistakes when you're training them?
I don't train.
Oh, I don't train. If I said I didn't,
okay, all right. Let me reverse the roles then. If you're being trained and you make a mistake, are you calm on yourself, or do you,
Oh, I'm
hard on myself.
You're hard on yourself? Okay. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Keith wants to know, oh, here we go. Keith wants to know favorite matches while questions are going through. I want to know favorite matches while questions are going through.
Bret Hart and Stone Cold, WrestleMania 13. That's my favorite match of all time. I also really like the TLC matches with the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. Pretty much any AJ Lee match is my favorite. I love AJ Lee.
Mine is it's Awesome Kong versus Gail Kim.
You guys are, and he had to correct you guys. He said, I meant what that you guys
wrestled. Sorry, Keith.
Well, you got an extra answer.
Yeah, you got an extra answer. So. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Keith. You did my job for me. Yes, I love it.
My favorite match I've been in was.
Oh, I know mine for sentimental reasons, but
it was honestly probably my first match, which was with Keith.
Did you get the body slam?
Like,
all I want to know is, did you get the body slam?
Oh, absolutely! I have a video.
Yes,
but
So if he gives you lip at home, or if you're out on a date somewhere. Right?
I picked him up for it in the house, and he'll be like, "No, don't drop me."
Yes, yes, those are the stories I like to pull out of people. Yes.
So I'll talk about my favorite match. Was my second match. It was an intergender tag match. I got to
Shock said we want to see the video of that, by the way.
I got you.
I got you.
I got to tag with my boyfriend, and it was against
Nice.
the girl that I had my first match with, and a male partner that she had who attacked my boyfriend in my first match.
His name's Mayhem.
Because not my boyfriend.
Mayhem.
My boyfriend's name's not Mayhem. My opponent. But yeah, so that's probably been my favorite match because of
There
it.
you
Just
go.
really meant a lot to me. Mm-hmm.
Wow, these guys are all Robert Shock, one half of Out of Darkness, who I manage, said, I did the electric chair when I started for a finish, but I changed due to people trying to avoid it. So you're not the only one.
This is why I haven't given it, because nobody wants to take it. But it's fine. That's totally fine. I got several backups.
James Kiefer wants to know, what would your dream match be?
Listen,
I have so many, honestly.
I have one, and they're retired.
Same for my biggest one.
Awesome Kong. And then there's another one, which is Max the Impaler. I would love to wrestle them. But my top one is definitely Awesome Kong.
Yeah. I've honestly been asked this before. Would be against AJ Lee. 100% dream match.
AJ Lee.
Or Cody. That's another big one
Yeah.
for me.
See that? There's
Or
nothing wrong with that. I like that.
Yeah. Honestly, though, if I ever got to, like, my mom is a huge fan of New Japan wrestling. Her favorite, her favorite wrestler is Okada.
Oh, you good?
So if I ever got the chance to wrestle Okada, that would be, that'd be all for my mom. That'd be huge.
So let me ask you guys something right now. If you guys were to get the call from AEW right now, and they said they'd bring you to the black site and they'd train you and they'd pull you up there and put you on AE Dark tomorrow, what would you say?
I'd be packing my bags.
Absolutely. I'd be quitting my job. I'd be quitting it. I'd be getting on a plane somewhere.
Packing up my kid, calling my boyfriend, hey, we're going on a road trip.
100%.
You're calling off work.
Now, see, the one thing that was missing that I thought you would give as an answer is I would also promote my boyfriends, but those weren't there.
Now listen, I told him we were going on a road trip. He's watching. Quit.
I'm an instigator. I stirred the pot. I'm sorry. I'm
taking mine. Listen.
Yeah, I got you. No, I know you would. I know both of you would, but it's just. See, I even got mom to laugh. See.
Hey! She's got that mom emoji.
Casey's got the big eyes looking at you.
That's my boyfriend.
Keith is being real quiet right now. I see you.
He's mad.
I see you.
He's like,
it's all
you can
good.
get body slammed.
It's all good. So
oh my goodness.
Have you guys ever, you guys said you were heel, have you guys ever came out in an audience and they sat on their hands?
No.
Luckily, no.
Thank
No,
goodness.
God,
Yeah.
I've seen some heel people come out and nothing. So I'm glad to hear that.
That's my nightmare is no reaction. Yikes.
Right.
I make them have a reaction.
Yeah.
Like, I go hard on reaction.
Now there what at the last show we were at, there was one section that my boyfriend was heckling me. He was in the section that was totally dead. Like I kept trying to get those people. They were just not, for whatever reason, feeling it.
There's this one family that absolutely hates my guts. Like really, it's a whole family, like two boys.
Probably a shoot.
And a mom. The mom hates my guts. And I was on the side where they were sitting, and I was just giving them crap the whole time. Yeah. And they were screaming at me. They called me Blueberry, because my collar is blue, so they call me Blueberry. It's hilarious.
They're ruthless.
That's right. But I'm pretty sure you got it back. Did you win the match to get them back?
No.
Oh, that's sad. Okay, I'm sad now. I'm sad now.
I know.
Harry. All right, Harry. How you doing, man? Awesome
Yes.
Kong destroys opponents. Thanks for giving her that.
Awesome
Thanks
Kong
for
is
giving her
just a
that
force.
deserved credit.
Yeah, she's incredible.
I'm telling you, man. There's so many people over here talking. It's amazing. How do you feel now to be wrestlers? This is a good question because you guys are still young in your careers. How does it feel? How did it feel when the first kid or first fan walked up and said, "Can I have your autograph?"
I cried. I'm not gonna lie, I cried. It was. I'm like, you want a picture with me? Like, it made my whole year. Like, there was nothing, and it wasn't my kid. But it was just this little girl who came up to me, and her sisters were like, she really wants to get a picture with you, but she's too nervous to ask. And I was like, this is the cutest thing ever. So I like gave her a picture. I took a picture with her. Oh my gosh, she was the cutest thing.
I had a couple people ask me for my autograph. I think the first time though was my first match, but they didn't ask for an autograph. They asked for pictures, and it was just like an overwhelming feeling, but in a really, really great way.
Right.
Real.
Oh yeah, it made me think like I have been training for this. Like this is all I've wanted, and like it just really does make me happy to make people happy and to make their days better.
Right. Now you're healed, so I mean, have you ever had somebody scared to come up? I mean, like totally like. Some people when they see heels, they're like, "Oh, I don't want to talk to them." You know, they're
after the show we did in Winfield, I had these two little girls, like ever so slightly, just like tap me on the back, and I just kind of turned around, and I can't with kids.
Can't just
you know
be
what
mean,
I mean?
right?
Like
Just can't be mean, right?
I don't have it in me. Like after the show, like during the show, yeah, I'll be called useless or worthless or whatever. But like, they were like, we just wanted to tell you you did so good and you're so pretty and we just really like you and your tag team partner was so good. I just want to squeeze you.
Get out of here, kid! You're bothering me. Oh, wait a minute.
I couldn't. I didn't have it in me.
Listen,
no, kayfabe's dead.
You remember that family that hates me, right?
Right.
Well, they asked her for a picture and not with me.
Now I stayed in character for them, but the kids. Like,
now that's good. That's good.
Take a picture with you. I'm not happy about it. Yeah, okay, whatever. And I was like making a sassy face in the picture. I've never seen the picture because I don't know any of them on social media, but I'm sure I was looking super sassy.
So you said earlier in the show that you guys actually had water thrown on you. I mean, did they just like open up a bottle of water and just start shaking it at you?
Yeah. Yep. They sure did.
Please
I was
tell
like,
me
we
they
did
got
it. We've made
escorted
it.
out of there. Please tell me they got escorted out of the building.
It was at an outside Chili Fest in Beckley. So it was an outside event. And yeah, they threw that. Well, in one of the matches, even before us, those people had them throwing rocks at them. They got water thrown on them too. I mean, it was just those people were crazy. They were
but they were excited. Yeah. They were really into it. And
I was like,
but to throw rocks, rocks and that'll hurt people. I mean, water is, water will dry up eventually, but rocks hurt people, man.
And that same team, that one of them got their somebody spit in their face too.
I didn't know about
now that's something that's serious. Now that's when a promoter needs to walk out there and do his job, because
I don't know. I think someone did actually approach that person.
Yeah, that could pass disease and stuff like that. I'm not saying that people are like that, but I'm just saying that you don't do that.
That'll take me.
I've seen shows where people have reached over the barrier or touched a wrestler or hit a wrestler. I've even seen one where one was hit and the wrestler turned around and just knocked the dude out. I mean, why would you touch a guy who's 100 pounds bigger than you, pure muscle, and you're this little guy and you're mad at him because for whatever reason he was a heel or whatever.
Yeah.
And you hit him, and you're gonna expect this guy to turn around and do nothing? I mean, the guy literally lost his.
I think they maybe think they're not gonna touch them. I don't know why people do that, but
It drives me
it doesn't
crazy
end
when they
well
do
for
that.
them normally. So I don't know.
No, and there's no good that comes from it. And I've heard tons of stories about people waiting in parking lots with baseball bats. I'm like, really? Are you serious? Guys having knives, and I mean, it's like, really, over a wrestler? It's a show. It's a show.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
watching a
really
movie.
some
Do you
people,
still
though,
have your
it's
television
wild.
set?
Mhm.
Hello. Some people just don't get it. Some people just don't get it.
Yeah.
So, where would you guys like to be in 5 years?
Oh gosh. 5 years. I'll be 45.
She loves talking about that age. You're good. From what I've heard from everybody, you're good. So
Oh golly. Oh dear.
keep
Who
on with
listen, who is it? I owe him money. I'll tell them their checks are in the mail.
that.
Oh gosh. I mean, honestly, the dream for me is AEW at some point.
Oh
But
yeah, absolutely.
really
any
or just
company.
Or just-
Ring of Honor is a place I'd like to go. Impact.
We're still just working the indies, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
I just have a blast with it. I just
too.
go
Do
and
you guys have
fun.
do you guys have an enemy already? Do you guys have a rivalry with another tag team already? That's
Technically, but we've only had 2 matches with them. Do you remember their tag name?
Hey, that's a start of a rivalry right there.
X, Kobe Max, and Judy Hendricks.
Can kiss my ass.
Oh,
my
right
goodness.
then. I'm thinking you don't like them.
Those chicks think they're something.
Okay. When you guys fight them next time, please let me know. Take my money, please.
Absolutely. I got you. We got you.
So what is the biggest question? I know I'm a podcaster, I'm supposed to have all the questions, but what is the biggest question you two get asked from people out and about when you tell them you're a tag team or you're a wrestler?
What made you want to decide to become a wrestler? Honestly, that's the one I get asked all the time.
Well, my mom didn't like it. Well, it's not that she didn't like it. She was just like, she's like, why? Because I have a lot of other passions that she thought that I was going to pursue. And I ended up not pursuing them, and I found wrestling.
Now,
So,
that's
like,
not to
I
say
guess
that
her-
if wrestling falls short, that you won't go back and pursue them again, right?
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's the biggest question, like, that she has asked me. I haven't really gotten a whole lot of questions from anybody. She's like the main person, so that's why I said my mom. But she's just
you can always count on mom to ask those hard questions. Wrestling, really? Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do wrestling? Of all the things in the world you could do, you
I
want to go
know.
in there and get thrown around a wrestling ring? Really?
Yeah, my mom was actually, when I told after I fractured my knee and I was talking about going back to training, my mom was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Well, yes, I'm serious. I'm going to go back to training as soon as I'm cleared, that I'm, physically able to do it again."
That proves to me right there you're passionate. I mean, that should tell me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
now
have been
she's
shocked.
I
would have been like, "Wow, you're a passionate person. You really want to do this."
Oh, well, and now my mom is like super into it. Like, she has gotten outfits that match my gear. She paints fingernails. They wear like these feather boas to my family.
It's so cute.
Is adorable. They bought megaphones to bring to the shows. They're incredible.
Now, that was going to be my next question. Do you guys have merch that you're selling as a tag team and as singles competitors?
Not yet. We're actually working on a design.
Okay.
But there will be merch. I promise.
Okay. Well, let me know. Let me know, because as long as you make them in, Omar the Tent Maker size, I will definitely get one. I'm a big guy. I wear a 7X, but I'll be more than happy to get one. You just let me know, because That would be really awesome. And then it's also, I'm a walking billboard. You know what I'm saying? Who's Team BAE? Well, let me show you here. Let me grab my phone and show you YouTube right quick.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yay.
Thank you.
Of course, without a doubt. And tell your boyfriend, Keith, that I will do that for him if he wants to, and anybody
He
else
has
who's in the
merch.
wrestling business.
Yeah, mine has merch too. He's got a lot of merch.
Well, tell him to get a hold of me, and tell him I'd like to have him on the show.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell him that when if he's still not on here.
I don't know. They've been kind of quiet.
Yeah.
I don't know. The numbers have been going up and down, so I couldn't tell you. But you guys have had people. You guys have been in the double digits most of the show. So
Yay.
good deal. I'll never not promote merch.
There
he
There you
is.
go. I'm still here. Without a doubt. All right, we're going to do one more commercial break. Then we're going to come back and we're going to have you guys tell all the promoters out there that watch my show how to get a hold of you, how the fans can get a hold of you on social media and things like that. So be ready for that, and we'll be right back.
What is the podcast that brings you the best interviews from the world of independent pro wrestling?
You are watching #Food.
Join Scott Larson as he goes into the personal lives of some of the hottest up-and-coming wrestlers, as well as managers, referees, and promoters. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Giving you something to invest in from the world of professional wrestling.
And that's the
Yes,
hashtag truth.
There you go. I had to play that commercial. I got that commercial a long time ago. And since this is number 300, I thought it was appropriate to bring out the old commercial, which is really cool. You got to see a lot of the guys that came out early during the show. And I want to thank both of you for being on today. Number 300, you guys carried yourself well.
Thank you for having
Being a new
us.
tag team, you did really well. And what was there to be nervous about?
Nothing.
You did great.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You did great. It was
Thank
it's
you.
just like talking to a buddy on the phone, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So I told you before the commercial break that we were gonna have you guys tell everybody where to find you, whether you're promoter or fan. So I'm gonna give you guys the floor.
I'll let you go
Yeah,
first.
go ahead. You
Oh.
probably know. Listen. 'Cause-
All right. It's a lot because I got a lot of social media.
Go ahead. Go
Um,
ahead.
Instagram is nullheart_0. I have a Facebook page that's just Nullheart. It's my promotion picture. What is that? What they call it?
Your promo
Yeah,
pic.
promo picture.
Your promo pic. Yes.
And then I have a Twitter, which is also Nullheart_0.
Okay.
And my YouTube, let me see here, because I made this thing forever ago. It's just Angela Dawn 97, I think.
Okay.
Let me look here. That's not
that tells me you haven't been on your YouTube page for a while.
Listen, my channel. I got it.
There it is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Angela Dawn 97.
There you go.
So yeah.
Mhm.
But that's
there
all.
you go. That's awesome. All right.
Yay.
Now Talise.
I don't have as much. Well, I'm never really on Instagram. So, I mean, if you want to search me on Instagram, it's Talise_Starseeker. I am not really on Twitter anymore either, but it's Talise Starseeker. You can find me there, I'm sure. But on Facebook, I don't have like a page for my my wrestling stuff. So if you just search Talise, Telise, I'm probably going to be like the first one that pops up.
There you go.
And I will also promote my podcast if that's okay.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
We have a YouTube channel. It's Pinups and Pinfalls. But within we also have the podcast, which we do through Anchor, and we're on Spotify, we're on Apple. We're on like 9 different platforms for the podcast. But it's called Pinups and Pinfalls. And that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, you guys. One of you was talking to me. And you said you heard one of my shows on Spotify. Do you know? I think I only
Me?
put up like 2 or 3 shows, and I forgot to do Spotify. It's been so long. I think I've only got like 2 or 3 shows on there, and I've got 300. So you can tell I haven't. I didn't go back and keep doing Spotify. But it was just when you said that, it was like, Spotify? I'm on Spotify? I went back. I was like, oh, I guess I did put a few things on Spotify. I had forgotten all about it. I was like, wow. But yeah, I'm even on Anchor. I think I've got a couple on Anchor, like you said, and never went back. I've most of my shows are on my normal page on Facebook or on hashtag Truth on YouTube, and that's where everybody usually goes to. So I just quit doing everything else. They all know me from these two. But it has been a pleasure, you two, having you guys on. And please, in about 6 months or so, I would love to have you guys back to tell us about more adventures you guys have in wrestling. Keith, I want you on the show. Get a hold of me soon, sir. I would love to have you on. And anybody else out there who's listening, if you're a wrestler, a manager, promoter, anything like that, anything that has to do with independent professional wrestling, get a hold of me. I will definitely put you on the show. It's been a great pleasure.
All my friends to you.
What's that?
I'm going to send all my friends to you.
Oh, please do. I would appreciate it. The more people that watch the show, the better for me. I love it. And you'll definitely, I'm going to tell you guys, if this is your first night ever watching hashtag Truth, I'm going to tell you, go back and watch Monday's show with Jake Jacobs. The most embarrassing moment ever in my life happened on that show. I fell right there and face first. All you saw was butt. It was amazingly funny. So I did a double down right back there. It was good. It was just boom, right back
you
up.
The cat.
Yep. The cat took me out. The cat took out the green screen. I went to grab the cat. The cat hit me in the knee and took me out.
Oh, man.
Wow.
So it was funny.
Rough.
But we're going to go. I appreciate you guys being on here. We've been on here for our hour. Please, again, one more time, it's Team BAE. What does BAE stand for?
Beauty and excellence.
Right.
Beauty and excellence. If you guys haven't seen it, please go check it out. Check out the picture that I put on my advertisement. That's what they look like together as a tag team. And they're a heel tag team at that. So you can imagine, why they look like, yeah, we're bad. We're bad. Yeah.
So sassy.
We really are.
I thought it was totally cool. And it's always a pleasure. And please come back again. Pretty please. And do tell all your wrestling friends about hashtag Truth. The more the merrier. So we're going to end it like this, guys. Team BAE.
Team BAE, baby.
I forgot what I was going to say because you said that. Team BAE. They're definitely one of the great tag teams. They're the up-and-comers. Billy Jones has put his stamp of approval on them. They're both in training, but they're both doing great. I'm about to go check out Miss Nallhart's video that I was told about earlier as soon as I get off of here, and I know I'm going to have a good time, and that is the hashtag Truth. We'll see you guys Wednesday with the next show.
Bye.